does your town or neighborhood hold up as a habitat for humans? Let's talk about it in week 1 of the Strong Towns Book Club. So chapter 1 is called Human Habitat, and that's a phrase and concept that might change the way you think about cities from now on. Throughout history, settlements were built based on the reality that almost everyone traveled by foot. You can see it in preserved historic sites like Pompeii or here in colonial Williamsburg, where you eat, sleep, work, and socialize were all within a walk for most people. You'd walk to the weaver, cobbler, community garden, tavern, church, etc. But then there was an abrupt change after World War II. Charles Marohn writes, "In the context of human history, the North American development pattern is the largest human experiment ever attempted. We're currently living in a brand new way of life on a massive, expensive scale that can't easily be undone. The question is this new way of building cities working for us? Is this a good habitat for humans? What can we learn from the ancient wisdom of what's worked in the past?" The book gets more in-depth with this and will show different ways this is fleshed out in future weeks, but one great example of a neighborhood that was scaled for humans is Boston's North End. These streets reflect hundreds of years of buildings and paths that genuinely serve the needs of the community. On page 10 of the book, Marohn says, "Lovable places reflect us. We see ourselves and our common culture within them. They delight us with beauty and comfort, and they harmonize us with nature and the rhythms of life." End quote. We must remember that cities are supposed to help us feel human. We do not live in places that function as machines, we live in ecosystems. But we'll get more into that later on. So this week I encourage you, walk around your neighborhood, maybe with a friend, and talk about what makes this a good habitat for humans. What are some complex factors at work in this ecosystem? What is one small way that I can maybe help make it better? I would love to hear your answers in the comments, and I'll see you next week to talk about chapter 2.